Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it's Tankin' Trucker here, and today we're going to do a review on the T-30. If you've been playing tanks for, at least, I'd say 3.5 years, might be closer to 4 years, you guys will remember when the T-30 used to be a Tier 10 heavy tank. Used to be the go-to heavy tank that everybody took into clan wars and clan battles because it had this awesome gun that did the same damage as the E100, except for you actually didn't have to shoot heat, and you would pen stuff. Wow, I just noticed I got a empty equipment slot here. Huh, that's crazy. I don't know why that would be empty. Very interesting. Well, we'll add binocular telescopes. I just noticed that was empty. I don't know why it would have been empty. Interesting. But anyway, so yeah, back when World of Tanks came out, from beta to open beta to where everybody could use it, the T-30 used to be a Tier 10 heavy tank. Had more hit points. Gun did the same damage and everything, if I remember right. It might have been 800 average damage. It's been a long time, guys. I mean, you're looking back at 2000, the end of 2010, beginning of 2011 when I started playing it. And if I remember right, I think it was, geez, oh Pete's. I think it did the, I can't even remember, to be honest with you now. I can't remember if it did uh, more of a lower amount of damage, like 450 average damage or 500 average damage, something like that, or if it did more like an 800 average damage. God, I'm going to have to look that up. But anyways, it used to be a heavy tank. It used to be a Tier 10 heavy. Then they did some rearranging of the tech tree. They took the T-30 and they moved it down to a Tier 9, made it a tank destroyer, and then they gave it this gun, which does an average of 750. Well, I take that back. It did an average of, I think it was it 850 or 800, guys? I'm not really sure. And then Wargaming did that, buffed all the tank destroyers and bumped them down to 750. It's either 800 or 850, but I think it might have been like 800. And then they lowered the alpha per hit down to 750. But it's still a hell of a gun. It's got great penetration and stuff. But we'll go over it real quick now, and then we'll have some gameplay for you. So what do you get? 1,650 hit points for a Tier 9 tank destroyer. Pretty standard. Your hull, it's basically a T-34. I believe your hull armor, your turret armor, and everything is identical to the T-34. Your hull is 102 in the front, 76 on the side. Got a little bit of some side skirts here, and 51 in the rear. And then on your turret, you have 279 of frontal armor, which with this, it's got this huge gun mantle, which is sweet. The only place people can really pen you if you're hauled down is the commander's hatch, and they really, if you wiggle, wiggle your turret back and forth, it makes it harder for them to hit it, because obviously when you wiggle your turret, this is going to go over here and then over here. Don't do it, left, right, because they'll figure out what you're doing. Just, go to the left, to the right, to the left, to the left, to the right. Just go, make it very sporadic. Make it hard for them to hit that commander's hatch, because that's about the only way they will pen the front of this turret. And if they do hit it, it's not as weak as it used to be when they made this the HD model. It did toughen that commander's hatch up a bit, but it still can be penned. It's not like the T110E5s where you can shoot it with a missile launcher and it'll bounce. Well, unless I'm driving it. When I'm driving my T110E5, everybody pens it. They take my commander's hatch off, and they take and put a Lego commander's hatch up there so everybody can pen it. I swear to God, when I drive my E5, everybody pens my commander's hatch. I could be in Yagzella, 299 standard pen, or even throw in the, almost a 400 penetrating round in the still bounce off that damn thing, but yet I'll get penned by a Tier 6 in my commander's hatch. That's not what the frick it is. I am dead serious. It seems that way. So, let's go over the gun here. It's got a hell of a reload on it. It's like the E100, basically. It's 2.86 rounds a minute. 276 standard penetration. Yeah, and you get APCR for your premium round, which is really nice, which bumps you up to 320 penetration. So if you're having trouble going through anything with 276, which normally you don't, I rarely shoot premium out of this unless it's like my very first round, like I do in most all my tanks. The HE round is 90. Average damage is, oops, sorry about that, 750 for your standard and your premium, and 950 for your HE. Average damage per minute is 2,143. Dispersion is 0.37. Aim time is 2.9. So your aim time and your dispersion kind of suck. I used to have a really good crew in this, like 4 or 5 crew skills, and I moved it to my E5, I think, is what I moved it to. But anyways, I believe that's what I moved it to. So, still not bad. Working on their second crew skill, so. But, my rate of fire is 3.31. My reload is 18.1 seconds. Yeah, so, you know, it's not a frontline tank. You can go, if you've got, yeah, you can be like a backup for an auto loader, or you just don't want to be up there with 2 T-30s where you both pop your rounds off at the same time, and then you got literally almost 20 seconds for tanks to come around and just drill you. So, you know, it's a really great support tank, kind of set in the back in the bush, stay hidden, but you can push with it, but it's not the T-34 heavy where you got an 11-second load time. You know, 18-second load time, 18.1, sometimes can seem like forever. Turret traverse is 18.77, and traverse speed for the hull is 22.95. So if a medium or a scout comes, or a, you know, light tank comes bumping around, they can more than likely circle around you and knock the crap out of you. So kind of try and keep your distance from your light tanks and your mediums on the enemy team. My aim time with the crew I have is still 2.53, and that's with a gun lane drive, because you cannot put vertical stabs on this. I contemplated putting vents on it, but I wanted to get that view range out there because of the fact that your hull armor kind of stinks. Dispersion on mine is 0.35, so it's still, I mean, it's not a sniper, but you can land your shots pretty much where you want to at a medium range, but you know, if they start getting over 350 meters, then sometimes they just they don't go where you want them to. Weight is 64.9 tons. You can ram people like a light tank. You could, you know, smush them. But if you go ramming into a medium or a heavy tank, being that the hull armor kind of sucks on it, it's going to hurt you too. I'm not super bad, but I mean, you're going to take you know, probably a dish out, does some good damage to them, but you're going to take some damage back in return. It gets an 860 horsepower engine. Specific power to weight is 13.25. So it's not really too bad. Top speed is only 35 kilometers an hour, but obviously because it's a heavy, and reverse is 10. Also because it's almost a 65, you know, ton tank. But you can get up to your 35, and you can maintain that speed, you know, pretty constant or consistent. Concealment is 18.3, which is pretty good for, you know, I keep saying heavy tank. I'm sorry, tank destroyer. I'm used to it. I'm still used to calling it a heavy, even though it's been a tank destroyer for years. So the concealment for it for 18.3 for a this TD is actually not too bad. View range is 389, and that's why I just when I saw that empty slot, which I don't know why it's empty, to be honest with you, I went ahead and threw the nods on there. 389 is all right, but you want to be up higher if, you know, over 410 or over is really nice. And signal range is 777. So anyways, if you want to hold on just for a second, I'll be right back and go ahead and do the gameplay with this. So here we are in Malinovka. How the hell do you pronounce this? Malinovka. We'll go with that. I don't know how to pronounce half the damn maps in the game. If somebody says, "Oh, let's do a training room on, Melanovka," I'm like, "What map?" um, I've been playing it for so long, I should know the names, but I know Sand River and Lakeville. Those are the only two I can really think of. Oh, and Paris, obviously, but those are the only three that I can really. As soon as I see it, I'm like, "Oh, that's the name of it." But there's so many darn maps that have been in the game, and so many that they've friggin' removed that it's just I forget the names of half the darn maps. Thanks to the E50M ramming into me there. I'm looking to the left because we got a WZ-132 that's heading right out there to scout, which is awesome. I got to give our WZ-132 some credit there. Get this out. So MW Mikey from the clan FHPB. FHPB. Don't know what it stands for, but he did one frickin' hell of a job lighting for us. I gotta give he ended up getting killed, but in that position where he was at, I was surprised he lasted as long as he did. But yeah, Home Slice, you did a fucking awesome job, man. Look at him lighting that stuff up on that ridge line. They do have artillery, unfortunately, which I don't think that's what gets him. I think the 25 tanks on that ridge right there actually do. But he did a hell of a job getting them lit. I can't remember. I didn't really pay attention to my crew skills, but can't remember if I've got 6 cents on this or not. So I just hit that M41 Bulldog and took off 715 hit points from him. And now I'm getting hit from up on the hill there. Just got hit. That is the only place I'll ever pen you in the turret. You can see right there. That's where he penned me because obviously I'm angled. Because shell started flying from up on the hill. I didn't realize actually in the map, all our mediums for whatever reason all went that way. Our 907 medium, we had one 907 go up on the hill, I believe. Yeah, we had 2 of them. And yeah, so I didn't realize it just till now, to be honest with you, that we had so few go up on the hill. Usually if you take that hill, you win the game. Because then you got, vision down here and vision over where I'm at. And that's what happened is these guys over here had gotten me lit. And that's how I was getting hit from up on the hill. But yeah, I just got schmucked by a 907 from up on the hill. So I figured, I need to back down. And this is where I get a nice shot in that E4's keister. Knocked out his engine, destroyed his track, and then somebody else just hit him. I think they finished him off here, yep. But you got to be careful, though, when, the enemy team's got the hill up there, because I must not have 6 cents on this, because obviously it would have been going off when before I got shot there from up on the hill. I saw all our mediums over here coming around on their cap, and I thought that's why I stopped aimed in there. I was hoping they would light some stuff up. I didn't like coming over here and having my turret facing to the left. I didn't want to turn my whole tank to the left like that, because then you're just giving them your side. I was able to hit that Pershing for 677. This is that Conqueror that I hit up on the hill, and all I can think of is it's got to be because of the angle he was at, and I was shooting up at him, because he stops right here. I'm like, oh, God, thank you. Maybe it hit him in the gun mantle or something, but I was really surprised it did not penetrate. It was a standard round, but 276, I think it is. Yeah, 276 penetration. Seems like it would have ripped right through that turret like butter. But we're pushing hard up on their cap right now. And so the hill's getting up over on the hill, so we're all pushing through the center. Basically, oh, I thought I was going to get a shot on this IS-3, but there's a house in the way. I was hoping he'd back down to the left side of the house there and get a shot, so here I'm waiting and waiting. I should have just kept pushing forward. When you're in this T-30, you really want to make sure your shots count, as in make sure you hit the target and make sure you try and hit the weak spots. Even though it's got really great pen, you still want to, you don't want to have a 50-50 chance to penetrate. You want a 100% chance to penetrate. Because with an 18.1 second load time, it's once you pull that trigger, it's like, okay, I'll be loaded by tomorrow. I think I get one more shot of damage in here. I'm not 100% sure. I think I hit the Reaction X maybe. I can't remember, to be honest with you. Thought I was going to get a shot on that T-54 over there, but I started aiming in. I could have done a quick clutch shot on there, but with an 18.1 second reload, I didn't want to do a clutch shot, miss, be loading for 18 seconds, have them light something else up and not be loaded. So I wanted to make sure my shots counted there. There's that Action X. It's a good place for a full health tier 10 to set right in the back. Yeah, I thought I hit him and nailed him for 774. Well, anyways, that's the end of the match there. So that is the T-30. Let's look down its barrel. Hey, can you hear me? Hear me? Hear me? Echo, echo, echo. Yeah, the T-30 is it's a beast. It's a monster. That gun is just freaking phenomenal. The front, oh, I think I don't know if I went over the gun depression or not. I'm sorry if I didn't. It's negative 10. I think it's positive 18 or positive 20. But 10 degrees of gun depression, so that's awesome. You can get hauled down, and then all they've got to shoot at is that beautiful turret that they will never pen, unless they hit the commander's hatch. But like I said, wiggle that commander's hatch back and forth. Make it hard for them. Don't just sit there aiming in like this, because that's how I pen them. People just sit there aimed in at, they got an 18-second load time, and they just aim there at you. It's like, hey, if you're just going to keep that commander's hatch sitting there, I'm going to, put a hole through it. So, yeah, just wiggle your turret back and forth, make it sporadic. Don't make it the same consistent left, right, because then they'll figure out, oh, he's just doing left, right, and then they'll pen it. So, do it like I said, left, right, right, left. Just make it really sporadic, and that way they'll be like this trying to figure out where you're aiming, what the hell's he doing? Is this guy having a seizure or what? But anyways, yep, so if you want to hold on for a second, I'll have the results of that match for you up here in just a minute. Alright, here's the results of that match. Not very impressive. That's the thing with the T-30 is it's got, geez, oh pizza, forever, 18-second reload. It's got a wicked gun. Average damage is 750, but I was a little disappointed after looking at the damage I did. I mean, I did almost 3,000, but 774, 750 is the average damage. So I hit the Centurion Action X, 774. Hit the E4, knocked out his engine, destroyed his track, and it only did a 656, like 100 short of even doing the average damage. I mean, I was like, what? I thought, nah, that's just that. Then I got the Pershing, I looked at that, 677. I'm like, oh my God, RNG hates me tonight. And then a 41 Bulldog for 715, so like almost 35 short to do even the average damage. Ended up being a Class 3 and got fire for effect. I was actually, my jaw almost hit the floor when I shot the side of the Conqueror, in the side of the turret, and it bounced. You see 750, he bounced, that was me when he was up on the hill. All I can think of is he was on just one horrendous, from being on the hill, it must have come up and just twanged off because I couldn't believe it when I saw it, that bounce. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. But we were 4th highest in damage with 2,822. And 5 shots, 5 hit, and 4 pen. The one I bounced was off that Conquer. Total damage and all my damage was for more than 300 meters. I got hit twice, 1 pen, 1 did bounce. Probably hit me in the turret if I remember right. Damage 4, destroyed none. Damage caused to my assistance was 590. I think it's because on the T-110E4 I tracked him and somebody else hit him after I did. Made 40,563 credits on that match. Repair in the vehicle was 3,331 credits. 11,400 to resupply the ammo. Now, I shot my very first round as a premium, and I believe I missed that shot. No, because I hit all my shots. And then I switched over to standard rounds, and so I still made 25,832 credits, which is not really bad. You know, even on a standard account, I would have made 12,311. I was kind of shocked. I've been kind of paying attention to this between a standard and a premium account. And normally when I play a tier 10, if I make, you know, an amount here, the take-home pay, let's say, I've always been noticing in tier 10s right on this side, it's always a loss of like 1,000 credits or so, give or take. So that premium account really, you know, helps, especially if you like playing the higher tiers, helps you make some money. So, anyways, so that was the results of that match, and hope you enjoyed the review of the T-30. Used to be a tier 10, which now it's tier 9. Tank destroyer went from a heavy to a tank destroyer, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please click the like button down below, and please subscribe to the channel. You guys take it easy, be safe, and I will see you on the battlefield.